Hey guys, welcome back to Maelstrom Gaming Studios. I'm Craig.
And I'm Connor.
And today we are going to do one nice video before we go into the 9th edition Codex for Tyranids. We're going to recap all of the changes we've had in 8th edition so far, and we're going to go into a tier review video. Our first video that we did on the channel, our first true video we did on the channel, was a tier ranking video for the Tyranids. It was a 2.5 hours, some in-depth deep dive tier ranking video.
Yes.
And that was before we had our Leviathan buffs, Crusher Stampede, and chapter approved changes too for the Tyranids.
Yeah.
We have all that now. We're gonna see how Tyranids have evolved in the past year, pretty much.
Kind of cool because they do evolve.
They have changed a lot. Exactly. They've changed a lot in the past year. So we're gonna go through it. This is not gonna be a 2.5 hour deep dive, in-depth video. We're gonna kind of blaze through this. Try for the half-hour mark, not the 2.5 hour mark, and we'll dive right in. Before we do, if you are looking forward to the 9th edition stuff and want to be part of the best channel that is going to cover the new Tyranids, like and subscribe to stay up to date on all of our content here at Maelstrom Gaming Studios. And if you're just interested in battle reports, things like that, we do all of that as well here. And if you want to help support us in the growth of this channel, we are very close to implementing and adding upgrades to things like our battle reports. Do consider becoming a member. Click the little join button down below. There you get access to member exclusive videos and our members only Discord, where we have a lot of fun conversations and meme sharing there as well. So now with all of that out of the way, let's dive into today's video. Okay, we need no introduction. Connor is going to walk us through the Codex, and we'll talk about everything starting with the Broodlord and ending in Forge World somewhere. So,
yes.
Same thing we did last time.
So, first off, Broodlord. I feel like they haven't changed a lot.
Not really.
We had them pretty high.
I think we had them close S or A tier last time.
What's funny is I don't remember. I don't think you've used one against me in 9th.
Not really. Not really. They're good, but especially since Synaptic Links came out.
Yeah.
His Synaptic Link is great, but there are other ones that are just
better.
Better.
Okay.
Better. So I still think he's a powerful character. He does a little bit of everything.
Yes,
well,
he does.
Besides shooting. But
he's like a mini patriarch, if you're familiar with GC.
Yeah, he is. He's a patriarch, except he doesn't help as well as the patriarch does.
Yeah.
I would easily still put him in the A tier.
Sure.
He will probably slide down the A tier. Not a bad option. I just think points efficient wise, the Neurotrope and the Tyranid Prime are better than him in the current standings.
It's very hard to argue against both of those two. They've gotten so good.
Yeah, they have.
With the new stuff. All right, good on Broodlord.
Yeah.
Hive Tyrant. This was a complicated one.
Right.
There's a lot to it.
We didn't split them up in between Flying and Foot Tyrant. We'll say it now. Oh, one thing before we dive too much farther into it. This is only from the Leviathan point of view. We are not touching on Crusher Stampede because the tier rankings are going to be so drastic between Crusher Stampede and non-Crusher Stampede.
True.
So we will do a mini tier ranking review later, and that'll be just Crusher Stampede because of how different they are. This is purely from just the Leviathan supplement.
Plus, Crusher Stampede would be a third of the unit, so you wouldn't even get to see. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So want to say that because we are diving on our first monster.
Good call. So the Hive Tyrant, whether it be on foot or with wings, I feel, so Leviathan, no Crusher Stampede, I still feel like it's at least around A.
I still think Hive Tyrants are very good, especially the winged ones.
Yes.
The Foot Tyrants aren't very good right now. Soon they're changing in 9th edition.
Yeah, they will have a purpose in 9th, from what we know.
Right now, Flying Hive Tyrant is going to be the way to go.
Psychic, decent melee, decent shooting.
You can make the Murder Hive Tyrant with the Synaptic Hive Blades and Murderous Size, and he slices through Custodes.
He one-shot a Drago last game we played.
Exactly.
Sadness.
So he's very good.
Yeah.
I would put him
above
the above the Broodlord right now, specifically the Flying variant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So Hive Tyrant?
Yeah, Hive Tyrant, easy.
Well, now we have the Swarm Lord.
Oh, that's an easy one there.
And I mean, top of S tier is not even a question.
He is right now going, where is he? Where is he?
Did we have him top of S tier before? Yeah.
I don't know if he was number 1, but he was an S. I think he was an S tier.
Yeah.
And even without Crusher Stampede, he is absolutely an S tier.
The ability, what's it called?
Hive Commander.
Hive Commander is maybe the single strong. It's going away, allegedly.
We'll see.
Allegedly, because it is so incredibly strong.
It is one of the strongest abilities in all of 40k right now.
Not even a question.
I mean, it fits for the Tyranids for their mobility, but yeah.
Yeah.
Swarm Lord's still good in combat, and he does Psychic.
3-up invuln in combat. He's not perfect. He does get targeted down, but for what he does, even not in Crusher Stampede,
he's great.
He's an
auto include.
It's not even a question.
Yeah.
All right, Tyranid Prime. Now this is one where he will change.
He will change drastically. I'm looking for. Here he is.
Very similar.
I'm putting him up in A tier above.
That seems right to me.
Above the Hive Tyrant.
His synaptic link is what?
His synaptic link is auto wound on 6s in melee. Yeah. And then he can take all of the new Leviathan relics that you can take on Hive Tyrant, but you don't necessarily want them on the Hive Tyrant. The Warlord traits as well, you don't really want them on the Hive Tyrant.
You want them on a guy who can be hidden.
A support character.
Right.
Absolutely.
Which is exactly what the Prime is.
The ones, Swarm Leader rerolls, big one for him.
Yep.
And the Adaptive Neurolobe is also a big one for him for a relic. So he's perfect for that, and you can buff your warrior. So I say he immediately not only the data sheet is not good on him, but the ability to have a cheap model to take those key relics and warlord traits to buff everything else puts him up in A tier.
It's not auto include, but it's a very good include.
Absolutely.
All right, was he in D tier before?
He was in D tier.
Wow, so he went from D to second best tier.
Cool. Yep.
Turvagon. This one I would guess would be B somewhere.
Turvagon, yeah.
B or C tier?
I'm looking for her. Where is she? There she is. I'm going to put her. This is without Crusher Stampede, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to put her. She's probably high C tier.
Sure.
High C tier. Yes, you can take the biomorphic Carapace, which is -1 to wound. Which is nice. Toughness 8 model is insane.
Maybe better on the Tyrannofex, though.
Can't take it on Tyrannofex.
Oh.
Not a character.
Oh, character.
Right. So
that's why.
I think it's good, but I just don't think she does enough besides spawning Termagants, and she could be targeted still. But
spawning isn't that crazy anymore.
Not as
It's not like it used to be.
I'll still stick her high. She probably would be the highest of all C tier things.
Okay.
But
she has psychic power too.
She does a psychic power too.
Something.
You could put the Void Crown on her and send her up to the middle.
She's in a weird spot.
Yeah.
It's just a weird spot. So good on Turvagon?
Yep, Turvagon's good.
Neural Throat.
One of my favorites.
Absolutely. One of Craig's most used. Yeah. Sure.
Up in the S tier.
Yep.
And not that, again, we're not talking Crusher Stampede, but if you just watch my recent tournament review, this fits for both forms. The way secondaries have changed now, which is why we're doing this video. A cheap, screenable unit that can do the psychic secondaries is so important for the Tyranids right now. And the ability to slap a Void Crown on it.
Yeah.
It's free victory points just for taking this thing.
It's kind of the perfect secondary guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So S tier for me.
I don't know if we had him in S tier before, maybe A tier, but he's absolutely, absolutely
he's up there.
Old One Eye.
Old One Eye.
My poor guy.
Yeah. I think he's down in C tier.
Below Turvagons, huh?
Below Turvagon because it doesn't offer anything besides just a...
Is he screenable?
Yeah, he's screenable by counter effects.
Right.
But it just...
He doesn't...
He's overpriced. That's the main thing I want to say. In a Crusher Stampede, again, we're talking about it, he's a little bit better. But in Standard Leviathan, I think he's overpriced for what he does.
It's also like, what does it do kind of thing. That'll be a lot of the lower tiers. It's like, what can they do versus the upper tiers?
Versus a Hive Tyrant. Why pay for Old One Eye when for the same amount of points you can have a flying Hive Tyrant?
The answer to that in this situation is nothing.
Yeah. You can't upgrade it because he's a named character. You can't give him relics, special warlord traits, anything.
We want him to be good.
Oh, I do. Yeah. I'd love him to be good.
Hopefully in new
Hopefully
Codex.
Hopefully soon.
Tyranid Warrior. Oh, we're going into troops.
Oh, we're in the troop choices. Yes.
So Tyranid Warriors in the future will be one of your only 3 troop choices.
I am going to put them, they are going to be one of your only 3 troop choices, it looks like. I'm going to put them low A tier.
Yeah.
mainly because of their synaptic link.
It's why you take them.
The chassis themselves, the Warrior, is not great.
It's going to be better.
It'll be better, but right now they're not great. And if you really just take one big blob or min squads of 3 just to hand out bioweapon bond, which makes so many other units ungodly good.
I mean, the min squad is how many points?
Min bare bones upgraded squad with bioweapon bond is 66 points.
It seems worth it.
Yeah.
To me.
Absolutely.
And honestly, that's
actually, you know what?
a big change for them.
I'm going to put them above the Broodlord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you never even used a Broodlord, and you use Warriors a lot recently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
Warriors are good.
Warriors are good.
Gene Stealers also going to a different
Looks
slot.
like they'll be going to Elites. I want the Gene Stealers. I'm debating between low S tier. Gotta remember Leviathan.
Yeah.
These things with the flurry, relentless flurry. You pair it with Swarm Leader rerolls. You pair it with a Tyranid Prime.
Send them in with the Swarm Lord turn 1.
You send them in with Swarm Lord turn 1. Yes, Tyranids are right now all about buffs.
Yeah.
Stacking buffs to make our poor data sheets do really well.
Yeah, true.
The only thing I haven't been able to delete with a unit of 16 Gene Stealers is a block of 6 Wraiths.
Which is so funny because it's just a 4-up.
It's 4-up invone.
I guess, but they rolled well in there.
They did roll well.
That's a video. It's the tournament,
there's
tournament.
The doubles tournament that we did, Sam and I did. Yes, the only thing my Gene Stealers have not been able to just walk over
it's really funny, actually.
on the charge is a block of Wraiths. Otherwise, I mean, they can just dish out so many attacks, such high AP on a lot of them. So I'm going to put them, I think they'll probably be low S tier, but still very, very good.
I mean, and it seems like they'll be getting, maybe not a buff, but a rework that looks good.
Yeah, I think so. Interesting to see.
I love Gene Stealers, so that makes me happy. The other troops, we've got Termagants.
Termagants. We got this picture here. I'm going to put them B tier. They're cheap. They don't do much besides sit on objectives. You cannot, in today's 9th edition age, you can't rely on one shot at strength 4, no AP.
No.
At a ballistic skill 4+ to do much.
No.
So, but they're cheap and they can hold your backfield objectives.
They're like the Tyranid guardsmen.
Yeah. They're better than guardsmen.
Oh, yeah.
Worse save, but better gun. So.
True.
That's how it is. I think they're B tier. They're solid. They're not going to win you games, but they're going to be.
They'll get you secondaries.
Going to need a few of them maybe to take some secondaries.
Yeah. Hormagaunts, probably
Yes.
a little lower in.
I might. It's a trade-off because part of me wants to put them higher.
Why?
Because right now, so you're paying 1 extra point for the speed on them.
2 more inches.
2 more inches
Extra
plus
attack.
plus the extra attack, the extra consolidation.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're using them just for snagging objectives, I personally would prefer the speed over that. Now, if they're just a backline troop, yeah, take the Termagants.
Yeah, I guess.
But so yeah, the Hormagaunts, I go for the speed. I think it's just a little bit better than I don't really rely on damage output.
I guess it's worth the 1 point.
Exactly. You could say they're even.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Last troop, Rippers. Is that the last?
Rippers, yeah. I am gonna put these down in low A tier now.
I feel like you use them a lot more at the beginning.
Well, so the big change now is with the new Grand Tournament 2022 we're in. So Rippers are less effective at doing some of their secondaries. Mainly they can do engage in all fronts.
Yeah.
But if one of them dies, they can no longer do that.
Right.
They cannot do any of the action-related secondaries, or almost any of the action. And there's a lot of action-related stuff in the secondaries and the mission bonuses, all related to actions.
True.
Which Rippers cannot do.
Okay.
So they're still good.
Yeah.
But I think they're low A tier for now.
Still useful, but not the most. Elites. We've got Tyrant Guard. Also one of your least used things.
I've got 3 of them. I just no reason to use them.
Cool model too.
Very cool. I need to repaint mine. I'm gonna put them at a low C tier.
You think just not worth the points for the protection?
Yeah, they're not worth the points. If you run them with Swarmly, they often fall behind Swarmy. Even though they can protect Swarmy while being behind him.
Right.
They often fall behind. They don't hit very hard right now.
No.
Unless you really invest points into them, which you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So not really worth
or
it.
no. The crown jewel of 9th edition or 8th edition book in a 9th edition world, Hiveguard.
Hiveguard.
Obviously, yeah.
S tier.
Obviously, top of S tier.
I have not used Hiveguard in...
That has been a while. You used it against me when we played.
Yeah.
Last. But you only used 3.
Oh yeah, I guess I did use the 3 that one time.
But that's it. We'll count that as like a half use.
Yeah.
You only used 3.
Otherwise, I haven't used Hiveguard at all in 2022.
Wow.
Because I just need a break from them. If you saw my last tournament, I brought 12 of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of other shooting. And I know they're good.
It's just ridiculous.
But I wanted other ways to try and win games than just firing Hiveguard off all day.
And it's also like just a chunk of your army, your points.
It is a lot of your army.
It's part of your list that's just gone. Or not gone, but like you don't get to do other stuff with it.
Yeah.
But they're obviously
you're very effective.
The reason for that is because they're amazing.
Yeah. So and you can buff them up the wazoo now, which makes them so good that they are. Yeah. Swarm leader rerolls and bioweapon bond specifically.
While sitting behind a wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
So S tier, they are the best unit in Tyranid Codex.
Not even a question.
So we're gonna leave them right there.
Okay. Lictors at the beginning of 9th. They were amazing.
They were up here.
Yep. And now because of the secondary
wow. They're all the way down. They don't well that's this is Death Leaper specifically, but here's the Lictor.
Lictors are above Death Leaper.
Actually, yes they are.
Yeah.
No.
They're cheaper. Yeah. And they do the same thing, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, so Lictor right now
it's sad, man. They're so cool in the lore.
You know what? I will put him here because he does have a use. You mentioned he's cheaper, so you can still deliver a block of Devil Gaunts with him.
Oh, good point.
You can still do that.
If you want to do Devourer Gaunts.
It is a nice way to do it. Other than that, he is useless for the ways he was before, unfortunately.
Just the changes to secondaries. Mm-hmm. Can't score anymore.
Can't do engage on his own. Can't reliably do a lot of the actions on his own. If he could even attempt them.
That was their purpose.
Exactly.
So we already said Death Leaper.
Death Leaper's down in
first D tier for Death Leaper. He's a more expensive Lictor that doesn't really do anything more.
Yeah.
He's got a couple abilities.
Yeah, pretty much.
Zoanthropes.
Ooh, Zoanthropes.
While they still have their 3-up invuln.
Yeah. I do love me some Zoanthropes.
Definitely A tier.
Yeah. I'm still gonna slap them. Some people I know aren't fans of them. I still stand behind Zoanthropes.
I feel like they've been good to you in 9th.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they got their Synaptic Link to roll 3d6 and take the 2 that you want for Psychic Test.
It's powerful.
And they can put it on themselves for all their Psychic good, or they can pass it off. If you want the most reliable Super Smite, you pass that off to the Neurothrope with a Resonance Barb.
Right.
Now you have 3d6, taking the 2 highest, re-rolling 1s, and it's a +1. 3d6 plus 1.
What are you, Thousand Suns, you think?
Pretty much, yeah. But, don't do that too much. I don't do that too much. But Zoanthrope still A tier, very solid.
Cool. Maleceptor.
This is one that's
not in Crusher Stampede.
Not in Crusher Stampede, but still I think because of his Synaptic Link, got a huge glow up.
Yeah.
I honestly... I know it's tough because I've been using a lot in Crusher Stampede.
Yeah, it's good for my brain to...
But I will honestly put him all the way up here, A tier. Yes, his stratagem is not... I mean, it sounds really good, reducing the strength of all incoming shots, but in actual use, it rarely happens. It's a lot of CP, but his Focal Essence Synaptic Link is big for so many units.
The damage reroll.
Reroll the damage and an extra AP on wound rolls of 6.
Right.
So your Hiveguard, not Exocrines, Harusfexes, Tyrannofexes.
Yeah.
Your Hero Duels if you really want to. Yeah. All of those things greatly benefit from it. So,
cool.
Yeah.
All right. We did Maleceptor. Venomthropes.
Venomthropes.
Pretty low,
interesting one. Yeah, I'll put them...
Sure.
Right here.
Yeah.
You can definitely make use of a unit of 3 of these. Is
it worth the points?
That's the thing. They're really to help protect your infantry and stuff if you go second. But if you go first, they aren't doing a whole lot.
No, and as you've reminded me before, they can be targeted.
Can be targeted. So especially if your opponent has ignore line of sight targeting some reliable ones, then they can really pick them apart. Squishy. Yeah. So that's where I put them.
Another probably lower one, I would guess. Pyrovores.
They saw a resurgence for a short period of time up into A tier.
Like with drop pods or what?
Just bringing one on to do actions and because they're only 28 points.
Oh, really?
So they're actually cheaper than lictors for doing actions.
Funny. Okay.
But then with the secondary changes...
Well, we're talking current.
Yeah, so with secondary changes, they have fallen, and I will put them right behind a...
Still above Death Leaper, though.
Still above Death Leaper, yeah.
Okay.
Because you can buy 2 of these for the price of one of them.
Right, okay.
And they're decent, so... Yeah.
They are a walking flamer.
Pretty much.
That's what they do.
Walking heavy flamer.
Yeah. Big glow up. Higher specs.
This
guy has really come into his own. Well, Crusher Stampede.
Crusher Stampede he has. And
Leviathan
this one
is a little bit.
Leviathan, I'm going to put him low B tier.
Okay.
Because of the Maleceptor.
Yeah.
He still has play.
Yeah.
And you can still give him other adaptive physiologies to make him good.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put him in a low B tier right now, not Crusher Stampede. And
he'll be in a different tier in Crusher Stampede, I think.
Definitely.
All right, we are in fast attack now. Gargoyles.
Gargoyles. You know, gargoyles...
Very rarely used, I think.
Yeah, right now they're rarely used. I'm going to put them right ahead of Venomthropes.
Yeah.
You could argue to put them even in low B tier.
Well, that seems all right.
Main thing that they have going for them is that now they can do a lot of the actions or they're forced to be ones doing actions that your lictors and your pyrovores wouldn't be doing because they have mobility and they can deep strike and they can still do those actions. For 70 points for a group of 10, it might be worth sticking a unit in there just for action purposes.
You can get a couple actions off with them. Probably worth it.
So
cool.
I'll put them low C tier or middle C tier.
Sweet. Raveners.
Yes.
It's an interesting one.
Raveners have seen a nice fun change from chapter approved, and with the changes to secondaries, I think Raveners have gotten a bit of a glow up, being that all their guns and extra weapon upgrades are all free now.
Yeah.
They're 20 points flat. They still are, but again, they're still just action monkeys.
They move 12.
They do move 12.
Fast.
Just they don't hit that hard.
No.
At just strength 4.
Yeah.
Little AP, so I'll put them B tier because they have seen a resurgence being your action monkeys over the lictors now.
Cool. And we have their character, the Red Terror. I'm guessing he might join Death Leaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's better?
I'll say Death Leaper is a little better.
Okay.
Just a little bit, but they're pretty much the same.
It's hard to say.
No reason to really take him.
He's a character version of a Ravener. That's it.
He can potentially swallow an apothecary or any of your 4 wound characters. He could potentially kill one of those.
Oh yeah.
That's about it. Don't count on him for anything else.
I wouldn't even count on him for that.
No.
We've got mucilid spores. These are the big spores?
The big boys.
Big floaty spore?
I'm just going to toss them down there.
All the way down?
No, I mean, you could argue that they may be a little higher when you pair them with the fortification, but
we're just talking about the unit.
As an individual model,
they move 3 inches. They have a 6-up save. They're toughness 3 with 3 wounds.
Yeah.
I mean, guardsmen could kill it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think we need to keep going on that guy.
No.
Spore mines.
I'm still gonna keep spore mines up here.
Yeah, I think so too.
In the C tier. Yes, some people argue they belong in the B tier, and some people say they belong in the D tier.
Definitely not D tier.
No, I don't think they belong. They have a very weird niche utility about them, which I'll admit, I haven't dabbled with it too much.
Like move blocking?
You can do some obnoxious move blocking with them.
Yeah.
It's just...
I mean, it's a little nuisance to absorb a shot.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'll keep them there. Yeah.
I like spore mines. Yeah. Exocrine, Creen.
These guys have seen, I think I've kept them in A tier, and I am going to keep them up here.
What about above Broodlord?
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, recently they got their 15-point drop, which makes them very good. Now, you're playing them right now as Leviathan, unless you're doing your own wonky thing. Previously, still currently technically, in a Chronos detachment, I will still say they are point for point one of the most efficient shooting units in the game currently.
Yeah.
The problem is when you're in Chronos, you're not playing Leviathan, which is where a lot of the goodies are.
Good point.
So he's still good. He just won't be quite as effective in Leviathan as he is in Chronos. But that is what he is. He's still good.
They're good.
Yeah.
Tyrannofex. I've always
Rawr.
been afraid of these guys and liked them.
I'm going to put him... Now, put him behind the Gaunts.
Is his killing with the Flamer better than what the Gaunts do for objectives?
It's again, not Crusher Stampede, so we can't really talk about his bonus to durability. But I do really like his Flamer.
The Flamer kills Space Marines and stuff like Necrons really well.
Rupture Cannon, garbage.
You know our thoughts on that.
You know our thoughts on the detailed stuff.
Yeah.
Currently, I think the best loadout is the Acid Spray, and I would slap it in a non-Crusher Stampede right there. B is that kind of cutoff for competitive, for solid. You can make them work in B tier.
You can make it work. It's not always going to be the best.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Biovores.
Ooh.
Are they below or above Pyrovores?
I'll put them above a Pyrovore.
I think so.
Because
slightly.
Yeah. Just because you can use those spore mine. You can hide them, keep them out of line of sight.
It's a nuisance.
And launch the occasional spore mine. They are almost twice as much as a Biovore, or as a Pyrovore. Really? Yeah.
Oh,
50 points for a Bio, 28 for a Pyro. So.
Oh yeah.
But the ability to do some mortal wounds to some beefy units.
Yeah.
And move block some.
48-inch range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep them there.
Cool. Toxicrene.
Mr.
Squiggles.
Mr. Squiggles in a non-Crusher Stampede. I'm going to stick him down in C tier. He really does hurt without any durability buff. Yeah, not having a 5-up invuln and the -1 damage really hurts him.
Yep.
So I'm going to keep him down there. You can deck one out with Adaptive Physiologies.
Synaptic Links also.
Synaptic Links can help him. Adaptive Physiologies and Synaptic Links can help him. And hold on.
I wish I knew exactly where we put the other stuff, but I would imagine he was in a similar spot.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because you can give him the +1 to hit, which is great. You can give him the 5-up invuln still from Dermic Symbiosis, which is great.
Yeah.
I just... maybe he could be higher.
Maybe he could be lowest B tier.
Yeah, you think he should be up here?
I think he, with Synaptic Links, could be okay.
Yeah, we'll put him there. We'll put him at a low B tier. Carnifexes.
Is this heavy?
Yeah, we have been in heavy.
We've been in heavy.
Yeah.
I didn't announce it.
We've been in heavy.
Failed at my duties. Okay. So yes, we got Carnifexes, regular ones.
I think we're just gonna throw them all together.
Every Carnifex.
Minus the Stone Crushers.
Because they're
that's what's missing from here. I forgot the Stone Crushers.
We'll just say it.
We'll say them later.
We'll say it after. Yeah, I'll do it in Forge World.
Stone Crushers or non-Stone Crusher Carnifexes. I'm gonna put them right there. They're not
just
good.
A little above old 1A.
Yeah, they're not good. You can make them decent, and if you're not playing a competitive matchup, you can have fun with Carnifexes, especially the melee ones and all of them.
You do need to invest stuff into them to make them good, though, because like you always say, they're only strength 6. If you give them the Crushing Claws, it means they're hitting on 5s?
Well, 5s, and then they get +1 hit on the charge. So 4s, you can stick them next to old 1-Eye to hit on 3s.
Yeah, but then you're investing into old 1-Eye, and is that worth it compared to other melee threats? If
you're going for competitive builds, they're not your friend really right now. If you just want to have fun, throw a bunch of monsters on the table, sure. go for it.
They are rumored to be getting much cheaper though in the future. So
we'll see. Hopefully they get a nice glow up.
Yeah. So Screamer Killer, we already
all the same.
Thornbacks,
Yep.
all the same. We're gonna hit the Moloch now. First of the giant worms.
Moloch, I'm gonna put him there. I still like the Moloch. It's a lot better in Crusher Stampede.
Yes.
As we'll say here. But I want to just talk pure Leviathan. That way we can use all the units.
Yeah.
They're still good. The deep striking pop-up cause mortal wounds is great. Can really mess with some opponents, but they don't do much else after they pop up.
And then, we'll save that for the Crusher
That's
Stampede
about it,
video.
yeah.
Yep. They're okay.
Okay.
Not the best. We've got the Trigon and the Trigon Prime.
So I'm going to put them...
Regular Trigon first?
They're together in this case.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put them at a low B tier.
Yeah.
I think you can make one of them good, especially with the Biomorphic Carapace, make him -1 to wound.
Yeah.
Goes a long way on just a T6 model.
That really does help them, yeah.
You can give him the Synaptic Link for the Focal Essence to reroll that D6 damage, which goes a long way for him. And you pair him with Swarm Lord to slingshot him. He can be a very devastating missile still, even without Crusher Stampede. So I like him in the low. Well, you know what? I like him. I like him better than Harusvax.
You like him for slingshotting more?
I like him better than a tight. It's very tight in here.
Yeah, right in the middle of the list.
I think I like him.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. You guys might disagree with me, but I'm biased towards them, so I'll put them above Tyranid.
Seems okay. And now we got the living drop pod, the Tyrannocytes.
Ooh, they're not good.
Well,
okay. So they have.
What's the pro of taking one?
Not much, except for the 5 guns, which you can give bioweapon bond to these things and create some actually obnoxious shooting platforms.
They're very killable if they're even in Crusher Stampede they're killable, but very killable not in Crusher Stampede.
So they're not useless, I'll say that.
No.
But because there is, I think since the last time we did the video, they FAQ'd these things to now be able to carry monsters on 120mm bases.
Right.
But I think that was the case before we filmed it, that they couldn't do that. Now they FAQ'd saying they can.
We filmed the last one at the beginning of 9th.
It was a year ago.
To the beginning of 9th.
Yeah, so we'll leave them there in C tier.
Cool. We've got the Harpy. We're in the flyer section.
We're in the flyer section.
Oh.
We're going to throw the Harpy and the Hive Crone because I know they're together down in D. Well, maybe we'll put Harpy in C tier.
Because Hive Crone's just so bad.
He's just really bad.
Really sucks.
He's really bad.
Harpy is like a mediocre flyer, where the Hive Crone is like a bad flyer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Not too much to say about the Harpy when he's not in Crusher Stampede.
Pretty much.
Hive Crone we already mentioned. Last thing in the actual codex is the Sporocyst.
I'm going to put the Sporocyst,
which is technically a
fortification. The only reason I'm going to move it up, I think we had D tier last time. The only reason I will move it up to C tier is because now they made a rule saying if you want to deploy one of these, you can remove a piece of terrain in order to make one of these fit.
Because at the beginning of 9th, the boards were too dense sometimes.
Yeah, you couldn't legally deploy one based on the rules.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I'm moving up to C tier. I still don't think they're great.
So now at least you can put it on the board.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And we just have a few Forge World things left.
Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Stone Crushers are 7.
Okay. So we don't need that. We can just go off this.
This is Stone Crushers. I'm going to keep them, non-Crusher Stampede. I'm going to keep them exactly where the other Carnifexes are.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. They're more
pretty similar.
They're better, but you only take 1 per unit. So they're annoying in that aspect.
Okay.
But we'll leave them there.
Sure.
Maelstrom is the HQ one, so we'll go there. I'm going to put it up in a B tier.
He's the HQ Venom throw, basically.
Yes. Yeah. It's okay. It's nice that its bubble is a decent size. It can take some of those relics to give it.
Yeah.
To give them the re-rolls.
Can you give it the? You can give it the -1 to wound, right?
You could if you really wanted to.
Maybe that's not the best place to put it though.
I would stick with like the adaptive neurolobe on him to get some CP back.
Okay.
It's just he's 150 points for really just giving out -1 to hit.
-1 to hit.
It's a little bit too much. I liked it back when it was 125 or 130 points.
It's a little more easy to swallow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Which one do we want to go now?
Elites?
No elite. This is all heavy support. Oh, fast attack, I guess, would be next.
Yep.
Dymakarin at 1 point, I would have put up in S tier.
He got a big point.
He got slapped with a 25 point increase, which is way too much for him.
It's a weird amount.
I still think they're very good in a non-Crusher Stampede. Crusher Stampede, actually, they're not as good because they come with the 5-up invuln save baked in.
Oh, right.
So they're not
You're
benefiting
not gaining as much.
Yeah, I will keep them right there in A tier. I think you can make them very good.
Yeah.
I think they're better than the Warriors and everything. Hive Tyrant, you could even argue utility. Yeah, I'll keep them there. Some people might say it's higher, but I want to stick them right up there at
With the points nerf, we gotta put him a little lower.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Heavy supports.
Heavies.
Let's do the Scythe Boy.
So the Hero Duels, Craig has really gotten to know these guys.
I love the Scythe Hero Duel. I will put him up there in S tier. You could argue he's ahead of
I think you could definitely argue
Gene
that.
Stealers because he got away with no point increase. The thing is
It's
still
so weird compared to the Dymakarin.
And sticking Dermic Symbiosis on him is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Because he can operate at such a low wounds and still be full strength, and he's got the 5-up invuln save.
And the Flamer's good.
And the Flamer is very good. A lot of
For mulching little guys.
People are caught off guard by the Flamer, like, oh, I'll just charge him to tie him up with, little guys.
3d6?
You really want to?
Yeah.
It can hurt.
Yeah.
So I will keep him right there. He is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
And
how about his brother?
His brother.
Scythed Hero
Barbed.
Duel. Barbed Hero Duel.
Barbed Hero Duel. I'm gonna stick him.
You think all down in A, huh?
Yeah, he's also very good.
His guns, though.
He's got the 2-up save. His guns are very good.
I thought his guns.
Ooh.
I mean, you would know more than me. That seems fair. That seems fair.
5 points less than a Dymakarin. He's very identical, except he has a 2-up save and 4 inches less movement than the Scythed.
And he has guns instead of 2 extra
guns.
attacks.
The big guns instead of the Flamer guns.
And the guns can be brought up to damage 3.
Damage 3.
I don't know. I mean, maybe A is fair, but I guess you're right that the Scythe is a good bit higher.
For sure the Scythe
That's so
here.
much damage.
But I mean, up here, I'd say is so condensed in this stuff right now.
Yeah, top of A tier could kind of be moved around.
Yeah, I think...
That seems all right.
I mean, the Prime is up here for utility.
Yeah.
He's up here for utility and damage.
He's both,
He's damage.
Yeah.
He's damage.
Yeah.
Utility. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'll keep him there. Maybe some others say otherwise. I think I do personally like the Barbed Hero Duel over the Dymakarin, though I think I am in the minority of other Tyranid players when it comes to that.
Seems like other people really like the Dymakarin.
Yeah.
We've got the Harridan.
Harridan, I don't know. I mean, I know he's good.
We've never played with one.
I've never played with one. Some people say he's up here in the S tier.
In Crusher Stampede, he's probably S tier.
Even better in Crusher Stampede.
Right.
I am going to slap him here because he has a lot of your points.
Yeah.
He does a lot. He cannot really do anything in terms of the primary or the secondary.
He's just a giant monster.
It's just a big thing that takes a lot of wounds and can die.
Yeah.
But it does a lot of damage, so I'm going to stick him right there.
Okay. And in a similar vein,
finally,
your new buddy.
From what people tell me, is that the Harridan is better than the Hierophant. I only have experience with the Hierophant, and my experience with it is extremely positive. As you've seen my few recent videos.
He's very good.
He's very good against the right armies. If you are not playing AdMech, if you are not playing...
You think AdMech light him up?
AdMech will light him up quick. I mean, he got dropped by like a third of his wounds just against 2 Volkite Contemptors. Now he did have Seal of Oath, so reroll hits and wounds, but still, he dropped pretty quick from just those 2. I'm imagining an AdMech list with many Twin Cognis las cannons.
Maxed out squad with buffs.
Would do a lot of damage to him. And again, in a non-crusher stampede, he is not nearly... Well, he's still good. He just doesn't have the -1 damage.
-1 damage is huge on a big guy like that.
I would pay for Dermic Symbiosis on him no matter what.
Yeah.
Just so you have to get him down to 8 wounds out of 34 to bracket him.
Right.
And he can benefit from the Synaptic Links.
Yeah.
So I'll stick him. Okay, for me personally, I know everyone's gonna probably say it's the other way around.
Well, this is your tier list, though. You can
my tier list. I love my Harridan or my Hierophant, and he's going above the Harridan.
Yeah.
Just like that.
So if you're interested, just go click on the first tier list we made. Maybe scroll to the end, and you could compare.
See where we go. Maybe I can even put them right here. We can do a kind of a before and after. See which ones have changed.
Cool.
I'm trying to think off the top of my bat. I know the biggest
Prime
gainer is the Prime.
The
biggest loser is the Lictor.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't know how much stuff. Maliceptor's probably one of the guys who's
he went up for sure.
Went up.
There's probably a few things that moved up or down one tier.
Yeah.
I would guess.
But overall, that's how Tyranids are fared. I think they are doing very well right now. Again, this is not even Crusher Stampede. If you guys want to see a mini tier ranking of all of the Crusher Stampede only units, we can do one of those as well.
It'll be quick and fun.
It'll be quick and fun, and we can do that. But this is just Leviathan if you're playing it with the supplement and Codex.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see how Tyranids have changed in the year, and we'll see how they change in a year from now with the new Codex right around the corner.
True.
So that's all we got for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you want to stay up to date on all of our content here at Maelstrom Gaming Studios, do remember to like and subscribe. It really helps out our channel and the YouTube algorithm. And that's all we have today. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, you guys.